Hello everyone. I hope y'all are doing well. Um, so as a lot of you know and are familiar with, I am an artist. I make things. Um, I say I'm a pretty decent musician. Um, I make instrumentals on GarageBand sometimes. I think I posted a couple of them on my Instagram story, but not a lot of you guys have seen like a finished project before, or I've never really posted it on my page. I've thought about it, just never really did it. But back in September, there was one track that I made that I really loved. And when I made it in one night, I left it alone and said, yeah, this is complete. I like this. Um, I think it just hit the 2 minute mark. And then I said, yeah, okay, yeah, that's the end of it. So I made it. But a couple months later, I went back to it and I said, the gears aren't turning for new stuff. Maybe I could go back to this one since I like it so much and I could recreate it, you know? So that's what I did. And I'm going to show you guys what I did with the original one and then what I did with the new one to make another very good piece of music. So I want to show you guys what I'm working with. This is the original instrumental 2 track. First, the guitar. I want to show you guys the guitar riff I was working with. Just came up with that randomly, like on the whim. And here, I think it was right here where it got really good. And also here, like this was pretty good here too. And I like that a lot. It's heavy. I don't know what it reminds me of. I don't know what my inspiration is for that one. It's just something I came up with on my own. What I'm working with here, this is the GarageBand drummer. And I went over in this section right here and I picked out a beat preset called Heavy Hands and worked with whatever it gave me. And I could change it up by changing it from like loud, soft, simple, complex on this graph right here. And I could just change it to how I want it, but I kept it here on this point. And that's what I would get. I could also change like swing and fills. I could lock it. I think I'm just gonna lock it like that. I put it on the 16th, and you can do 8th or 16th notes, but that's just what I kept it at. What I could have done and ended up doing later is that I did something incorrect with tracking here. I single tracked these guitar tracks, and guitar track and bass track, and it sounds very flat. It's not full like you want it. So I'm going to show you what I did differently on the next track. All right, so this here is instrumental version 2.0. This is a much more updated version. I think I got this one done on January 31st of this year. This is a killer track. So let me explain what I did differently to make this one sound much better. First off, a new drum track. I wanted to stick with the overall structure of the drums, but I wanted to use something else. So what I did is that I downloaded MT Power Drum Kit 2. I think this is a very good free drum plugin because it sounds good. It's pretty good. And there's a mixer to where you can mix kick, snare, slide
kick, hi-hat, other hi-hats and whatever, closed open, tom high, tom mid,
tom low, ride, bell, crash left, crash right, China, and then there's the master slider. You can also compress it with the compression knobs right here. I think that's really cool. Actually, I think I should make these. No, yeah, they're the same level. Okay, cool. Let me just change them just a little bit. Okay, now they're like level with the side stick. I don't use side stick though. There we go. And we're gonna mute the drum track. Actually, we're gonna keep it by itself. Like that was for the intro, and then I did it like this. I like 4/4, and I like that beat. I like 4/4 time signatures. I think that's my favorite. Now, let's get on with the other thing I use for the drum track. I use this. This is an Akai Professional MPK Mini MIDI controller. I use that for the drum track sometimes, and I've used it before for atmospheric tracks as well. I have Splice Instrument to where I can do that, and I downloaded a bunch of other presets that I can use for atmospheric sounds and whatnot. It's a subscription. It's like $20 a month, I think. Let's get to the other thing that I use. The drum tracks, major difference. I double track them, and you can tell. This is the first one. This is the second one. And I also panned them, because when you take two double-tracked guitar tracks and you pan them to equal sides, it gives it a much fuller sound, and I like that. I panned them left and right, more towards like the 12 o'clock region, just so they are louder than the bass, because I want them to overpower the bass, but I want the bass to sound equal with it, and that's where the mixing comes in. Not only that, but I used Bias Effects. This is the company that creates the Spark 2 amps and whatnot, which I also use a Spark 2 amp sometimes. And in this track, that's what I used to record the bass. But this here is what I used, basically. Well, I used something else, but I lost it, and now I'm just using this default high gain preset, and it works just fine. It's great. I love it. It's fun. It does a really good job in creating a nice sound. I believe it could be beatable. Bias Effects I use for the bass tracks, but this time I used the positive grid amp for that, so that's what I did. So yeah, double tracking, panning, and different use of sound, so like software and stuff like that. Now, for the overall sounds, if you guys wanted to hear that, it would sound like this.
that shit is rad. Like, that's great.
So yeah, those are the two like tracks that are very different from each other in terms of how I produce them, but still the same song in progression and style. Um, yeah, I just want to present that to you guys. Um, I will be putting in an audio recording at the end of this video of the official kind of finished song, so just listen while you want, all right?